The problem with the Zoom is like the Shruti needs to start the call because if I start the call, we will only get 40 to 45 minutes as free because Zoom
Mm-hmm.
has, I guess, started charging it. So the
Okay.
so the startup lane must be having that like some connection with them, or they might have bought some like their services for the Zoom. I think that's the case. I may be wrong.
So we are waiting for Sadanand
So
is there.
everyone has joined today. For I think everyone has joined.
No, Mr. Gupta is not there, right? And Kedkar sir is not there.
Ketkar sir is
Okay.
not there.
He was on the Google call. I don't know what happened now. I think we should try to.
For some reason, this evening calls is becoming an issue.
We should have only morning calls and two morning
Yeah, I
calls.
think we should have morning calls. Yeah. Ketan, can you just? Mr. Narayan was waiting. Devidas is not here right now. No? Devidas and Aman.
No, Aman said he can't join.
Yeah. So Devidas. Yeah, I think we should get started. I think Rajesh Gupta sir is also there on the call. Sir, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear. I'm here on the meeting.
Good evening, sir. Good evening. This is
Good
Aloysius
evening.
Dominic.
Good evening, everybody. I am Rajesh Gupta, and I'm based at Lucknow.
Welcome, sir. Welcome to the group. Sir, can you give a quick introduction of yourself, and we will probably do a quick round of introduction ourselves.
Okay. I am Rajesh Gupta. I am basically based at Lucknow, and I am working for a government organization, and I have experience of around 3 decades in the agriculture and allied sector. And from the education angle, if you see, I am basically passed out from IIT BHU and then post graduation in management from IIT Delhi, and specialization in agribusiness from XLRI. So these are my credentials for the as far as the education is concerned. I worked for the World Bank project, external aided World Bank, IFAD, UNDP. I worked with these projects, particularly in the area of sodic land, and another is the diversification, agriculture diversification for increasing the farmers' income and diversifying their agri portfolios. And I had been working with the advisor to the Chief Minister, Uttar Pradesh, for building the projects on the doubling the farmers' income, and I have made the projects on the Namami Gange, which was sanctioned by the Government of India also for Forest Department as well as for the agriculture sector in the on the organic farming. And I implemented as a project lead the project on the rural women empowerment that was funded by the IFID and the World Bank. I also led the project on the smart village, which was funded by the government of Uttar Pradesh. I was a project in charge. And in the Sodic land, I worked in the capacity of the advisor participatory management. I have a qualification of MPhil in sociology also, just to increase my this thing theoretical base in the sociology. And basically, my expertise is developing the various innovative projects. And I was also making the agri startup policy for the state. And one of the project was Krishi 360 degree. And my expertise, apart from making the projects, project execution, as well as the training and media, I handled in all these projects. And I've written some books also, developed some training modules also. And basically in the media side, I started the concept of developing success stories in the comic strips. And in the comic strip, the character which we created were the same as in the real time. I'm in real focus. So I used to send the artist to the village, and then he used to sketch the similar kind of characters. And I worked with,
Caricatures, you mean?
pardon?
Caricatures, no? The artist?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Like in the training part, I try to, like for piggeries, I try to put the artist to make everything pictorial so that the people at the village level can understand that. And I developed various tools also in the participatory, like sociogram, portfolio cleansing, which we will talk later, and worked with around more than 4,000 SHGs. And that's it in the beginning. And rest I can share the moment if you ask me what exactly it is.
Wow. Great to have you on the board, Mr. Gupta.
Which board?
Kishan Shiksha Group.
Yeah, yeah. You can see me.
So what is the what's your aspiration to join Kisan Shiksha? What was your
I have worked for more than 3 decades, and basically in agriculture and allied sector, like all fisheries, food processing, horticulture, all these I've used for increasing the farmers' income. I made the first project in the country for doubling the farmers' income, which was sent by our Honorable Chief Minister to the PMO for this thing for financing. And I think I can do a lot as far as the Kisan Shiksha is concerned, and making them their capacity building using the latest tools also, as well as sharing my experience, particularly the small and marginal farmers.
wow, a plethora of things on your portfolio, sir. Great to have you on board. Sadanand, you have any questions for Mr. Gupta?
Gupta ji, you said you have worked on sodic soil, right?
Right, right.
So was it on the reclamation side, or was it on cultivation part of it, or what was the specific role in that, the specific project
It
of
was it it was a full-fledged project, and I worked in the capacity of the advisor participatory management, basically for the community mobilization, in which we have made the water user groups in the 5 hectare, and the self-help groups of the women in that particular village. So community mobilization, participation of the community into the program, that was my portfolio to handle, and I had some
SS
social scientists along with me as a team.
No, but what was the whole purpose of the project? Was it reclamation, or was it?
It was a reclamation. It was a sodic land reclamation, which was it was a sodic land reclamation.
Okay, very good.
So, Sadanand, why don't you start with a brief introduction of yourself so that Mr. Gupta is aware who's in the team?
Gupta ji,
Very
I'm
brief.
Dr. Sadanand. So I've been in agriculture for last almost 40 years in the profession of as a breeder and R&D management, and then product development and technology development side. I have a PhD from IRA in genetics, and I worked at IRA for about 16 years, and then I started working in private sector. And after it, I worked in international institute like CIMET, and also handled some of the developmental project related to seed in Nepal. So I was leading it. So overall, my intention in this particular project, as I was telling my other colleagues, is that there are truckload of informations. I mean, basically, you name anything, everybody has written or made something. There is an app or something like that for everything. But there is farmer. I mean, there is nothing like a concise one. If he finds a problem, what answer is? Or everybody look from from their respective angle and give one to the farmer rather than farmer's angle.
That's
So
right.
that's something which I'm looking at in this particular thing.
True, true. Nice to hear from you. Anybody?
Vaishali, do you want to give a quick intro of yourself?
Hello.
Vaishali?
Yeah, hello, hello.
Hello, Ashali.
Yeah, my name is Vaishali. From education background, I am an electrical engineer. But from past 10 years, I am working in education field. I'm running my preschool and daycare. From agriculture, I don't have any idea, but I have so many connections. So as I think that I can help in the Kisan Shiksha to develop the farmers and the country.
Oh, great.
Thanks, Vaishali. Ketan?
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. R.K. Sharma. I'm Ketan Goyal, and I have my background in mechanical production engineering, and currently also I'm involved in the data science field. I have 1 year of experience working in the IT sector, and through Kisan Shiksha, I want to make a change through technology. So that's my basic intro.
Oh, that's great. Great.
Thanks, Ketan. Adina? Aditya? Aditya, you there?
Yeah. Hello, I am
Hello.
Aditya. I am right now currently pursuing my graduation, BTech with Computer Science Engineering. Yeah, I am audible.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, I'm pursuing my BTech with Computer Science and Information Technology. And beside of all these things, from last 1.5 years, I am involved in field of a startup. And right now, I have my own two startup, which is based on education, and second is based on developing the innovative model from finding some major societal problems. And besides of all these things, from last 5 to 6 years, my main interest is in field of innovation. Through our strategic vision, how can we develop some innovative models? And just before 1 year, I worked on a project of government of Uttarakhand, where we basically worked at saving the farmers' crop from animals. Actually, in Uttarakhand, there is major problem that crops are wasted through animals. So that's why I'm developed some drones. And right now I'm also developing that drone in some most innovative way so that we can use it in field of crop. And right now I am also the innovation coordinator through Institutions Innovation Council by MHRD. And my basic interest is I have a great experience of leading the team. Yeah, that's from my side.
Great. Nice.
Thanks, Aditya. Ketkar sir, can you give a quick introduction to Mr. Gupta?
Good evening to all. Welcome to Dr. Rajesh. In fact, I'm Narayan Khedkar. I have the experience in the field of education. I was the professor at IIT Bombay. Now I'm superannuated. I also had the opportunity to work as the director of VJTI. And this experience of teaching and research has really made me join this Kisan Shiksha, where I thought my educational background will be useful to carry out this noble task of Kisan Shiksha. That was the main incentive for me to join this group.
Oh, that's great, sir.
Thanks, Ketkar sir. Mr. Gupta, my name is Aloysius Dominic, based out of Pune. I have 24 years of experience in IT and ITAS domain. From the last 20 months, I've started my own startup, which is into e-learning content development. So I do content, I do graphic, I do animated videos, story, 3D simulation, gamification, videography, and so on and so forth. So I have a team of 34 artists in all these domains. And my interest in Kisan Shiksha was because my the name of my company is Gravitas Stories, and we are good in telling stories. Let it be any stories. My clients include Bajaj Finserv. I am a captive unit for them. Byju's, Bharat Forge, and so on and so forth. So that's how my interest in Kishan Shiksha, because I've done some projects with some of the clients where we have made animated videos for uh, farmers to explain some of the pesticides use and how they can increase their productivity using a channelized supply chain method.
Oh, great, great, Dominic.
So the next agenda is Shruti has shared the MOA of Kishan Shiksha. So what I would request all of you is if you can go through the MOA, study all the points and probably come up with your own suggestions or queries, because uh, even if we say this piece is incubated by uh, startup lanes, but this is going to be our own baby. So what we sign in the memorandum of association is very crucial. There are a lot of terms and conditions that are listed there. So I would request all of you to look at it and state any doubts, queries, or any apprehensions that we have, so that we can all sign and get started with the company formation.
This is on WhatsApp or on email?
No, she sent it on WhatsApp. If you want, I can download that and email it to you. Mr.
Please.
Gupta, I don't have your email ID. If you can share your email ID, I can make you a part of the emails that we share with each other.
I got your email last time.
Oh, you
I
have?
got your
Okay,
mail.
okay.
Yeah, I
Okay,
have.
okay, great.
I got my mail from you. I have seen your this Excel sheet.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Great, great, great. Your email ID is RKGIITD, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, okay, great.
Can we, I mean, we can exchange the ideas and then shall we discuss maybe day after tomorrow meeting?
Yeah, I think that should be good, but I think before that meeting on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, we should all spend at least 20-30 minutes, look at this MOA and raise our concerns before we give a go ahead to this piece. Because all of us as a group are going to be stakeholders of Kisan Shiksha primarily. So what terms we sign should be okay with all of us. I have some issues with some of the points which I'm going to share internally, uh, and we will discuss that.
Are we, Ali, are we using Google Drive or something so that we can all put our comments on that and then upload?
We can definitely do that. Aditya or Ketan, can one of you take up this piece, create a Google Drive?
Sure, Adi, I will.
Oh, Ketan,
I
thank
will
you
take
so
up
much,
it.
Ketan. I
So
appreciate
even
that.
this one, the Excel sheet, I mean, the earlier one, so that, people can put in, so everybody knows who had worked what, and then, rather than individually, then you have to match each other's and then.
I will do all these things, and we will also discuss within the group itself, like what are the requirements. Once I will create something and let you know, and you can add on this.
You can upload these two files, one
Right,
is
I will do it.
the other one was what Ali has already shared, the Excel sheet, or which
Right.
I had updated and sent it my thoughts. So those things, so that people can put in their things and then we know who has put in what is that.
Yeah, so we should also buy before the next call on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, we should look at the vision and mission statements that are mentioned there in the Excel sheet and probably come up with our own versions of what we like, what we don't like. We will get a common consensus and we will finalize our vision and mission so that our website at least can be up and we can start putting content up there, whatever content we are. Nobody knows that there is something, an entity called as Kisan Shiksha right now. So that will be only known internally.
Right. Dominic, there is one question, right? What is our closest competitor of whatever thing we are thinking right now? Like, what is the?
We will have to research that. Ketan. We not.
Okay.
You know, there are, if we are talking about training farmers, I think you have umpteen number of them. But what we really need to do is, as we discuss something, you know, we should differentiate ourselves. We should focus on that and then do it. Otherwise, as I've been telling, you know, you say, for example, today I was looking at even the fertilizer factory, fertilizer companies have that. In addition to their input selling, they also give all advisories to the farmers. So everybody is giving advisory. But that is an advisory. That is not actually what happens is they're not solution providers.
We should be the solution providers.
Yeah,
Sadanand.
what I meant was that, you know, I say if somebody says, okay, you apply this much fertilizer, you apply this, you know, you can spray this chemical. That is not necessarily mean for the actual what is the problem in the field. I don't recommend it. I give him a general one. He has to pick it up. His job normally what we are doing is we leave everything to the farmer to pick up at the end of the day. उनको बोल देंगे कि हमने सब दे दिया, तुम क्या क्या चाहिए वो ले लो. यही उनको बहुत confusion हो रहा. This
that
means
is not how it would work.
yeah. He wants, like what we see ourselves, what we are doing is in any of these cases, as well as, for example, computer software, any issues come up, there are troubleshooters. I think we should develop like that.
What is your thought on this, Mr. Gupta?
Pardon?
What is your thoughts on this? Whatever Mr. Sadanand said.
What Sadanand said is absolutely correct. When I was developing the project, there are certain challenges. Like suppose the whole idea of any capacity building or anything which intervention you do is how to improve his livelihood and the income portfolio of the farmer. Basically, he will look forward to you if you can provide these kind of services. So one of the major challenge which nobody was able to solve, rather as on today also, nobody is able to solve is that the forecasting prior to the sowing, the market forecasting prior to the sowing, like so that he or she can take a decision that which crop and how much he or she should take up in his or her land. So this is still an unresolved problem and nobody is able to solve it, number one. Number two, there is still a gap. People, although there are certain startups have come up like Satshore and all these things, these people, and nobody is able to basically gauge the, you can say the crop estimation. This is another challenge. Third is, absolutely, this is correct. Everybody is in the advisory mode, and say, for example, weather advisory. Weather advisory, I don't know. Always I talk to the people who are in the big, famous startups, my friends. So these advisory role, definitely farmers. I don't know how much they get benefited out of that. So we have to find out in some innovative way that we really solve the problems of the farmers rather than in the advisory role. This is one I do agree with Sadanand.
Thanks, Mr. Gupta. I mean, that was very insightful. Sakami, you agree with? I
Yeah.
totally agree with what Mr. Gupta has to say.
Basically, see that's very much true. Even for example, what forecasting and other things is what I think in my Excel sheet I have given in the first thing itself. What crops to grow, what it all depends on what soil he has, what resource, then what market he has, and all. The only thing where we chicken out in giving that type of solution is that basically see we decide based on certain assumption that okay, this crop will have a market for this year, very good market, or a normal market. By chance something happens in the, see, even for example weather forecasting and other thing, they are not for very long range forecasting is not there. They are talking about short time forecasting things happen. And even for example prices and everything is also, since they based on that, or suddenly a government take a decision to stop selling or something like that, then you I mean the whole forecast gets zoomed. And once the whole thing gets zoomed, then your credibility is also goes with the drain. So those certain things we have to build in, but we can't shy away from our responsibility. But we have to have some way of uh, shielding our own, I mean, our back with this particular thing.
Can I share a model with you?
Yeah, we can. I mean, with all we can discuss those models, because what normally, I mean, this is how we need to do that. What I have done in my Excel sheet, which I shared yesterday.
Yeah, I have gone through that. I have gone through. You try to cover most of the activities related to the farming, and I just wanted to share one model with all of you. Maybe you may be interested in that. I'll share a model that there is a lack of extension services to the farmer everywhere in all the states mostly. But I will talk preferably with the Uttar Pradesh. So there is a lack of extension services from all the departments, and basically the so there is a model. One of the CSR model which I have studied is what they have done is they opened their office and got the farmers registered, say by taking some X amount of money, say maybe 500 rupees or something like that. And they got the farmers registered in that cluster. And the services which they have promised to the farmers is that they right from the selection, field preparation, selection of the seed, and availability of the best seed up to the selling of the crop. So the all responsibility, all functions, they will do the hand holding to the farmers, and just in one season says farmer spent 500 rupees. So he or she gets all kind of a services which they need. So this is one model which was got very successful, and for the extension.
No,
And
Rajesh, that model is good. Only thing, does it? What is the end result of that? How many years it?
the result of that, they started with some around 1,000 farmers, and within 2 years it came to around 2 lakh farmers.
No. How much they increase the income?
For the
that
farmers.
that figure I don't have, but it was very successful because I'm gauging the success from the right from the like from 1,000 farmers to it is if the whole lot comes to the 2 lakh farmers in 2 years. So that is my measurement point. This data I don't have how much the income has been generated.
I agree with you. One thing, what Rajeshji, because see the vertical spread. I mean, horizontal spread cannot be taken as growth for the simple reason. If you don't have the repeat, the same people are not utilizing that next year.
Mhm.
You can consider it as a bit of a doubtful case, because I worked in developmental one. You also work in developmental projects. what normally happens is we expand geographically, forgetting the one which has already we have used. Where this is one one thing we need to really keep in mind. I'm not saying that this project has not taken it, because I have not seen, but what I'm seeing from seed see, I'm coming from the seed background. See, people will say, I made that big business, but normally what happens is one of the indicators for a seed business is, varietal adoption is there, what we call as repeat sales. The same set of farmers, at least 50-60% of the farmers buy the seed next year, next season. Then you say that, okay, people have adopted your variety. Otherwise, I leave this village, I'll go to the next village, I will spread my first year sales by some gimmick. Then third year, I'll go to some other thing. But on paper, I show that I've done so much progress, but actually that is not the one which have an impact.
I agree with you. I just wanted to put this model that is one of the strategy could be to provide the holistic services to the farmer. That was my idea of putting up this project. We can do the hand holding. If we make a revenue model, we can do the hand holding, and that may include the capacity building as well as the availability of the various things. So from that angle, I discussed that.
Yeah, it's a good model. I think we can look at that from these. See, what I want, basically what I was requesting is that let us analyze this model with some of these parameter in mind and see how, how successful was that? What are the learning of that particular model, and what are the changes we can make it to making it effective from our point of view.
Certainly, certainly.
Dr. Rajesh,
Right.
how do we reach out to so many people? For example, the number has grown to 2 lakhs farmers. How do we reach out to 2 lakhs?
They had put one fellow for around 10 to 15 villages. They have put their one fellow, and he or she used to reach to the farmer, and then they got the registration and then provide the services also accordingly. So they had a cluster of the 10 villages to one person.
And these persons were experts in agri.
They were agriculture experts, and they had a whole team.
Okay.
My question to you is, as a startup, a Kishan Shiksha startup,
Right.
how do we do not have a budget. We will probably be investing our own money into this piece. We don't have any government support. We don't have any investors as of now. How do you think should be our go-to market?
It's a very, important question, and a question like for the whole startup in this effort. But there could be some models, particularly I find some of you are in a very good education area startups. So basically what I feel is key, like I was planning for Uttar Pradesh, like Uttar Pradesh has got around 95,000 villages. And what we had in our mind once we wanted to go for the e-learning model, and that is basically a concept I have not implemented. It was in my mind that it was a concept, and I was talking to some of my friends. Basically, you can develop the volunteer for say 1 or 2 villages or 3 villages, one village from their own village itself, and then there are companies like you can say Airtel, Paytm. Now they want to go for the digitization of the payments and their own issues related to the community. So basically, we can try for the funding, say a kit of say, for example, around 10,000 rupees, which carries this iPad also, and with that and with the preloaded videos and everything, I think, and keeping it the CSR agenda of these, say for example, these companies, And if we can develop, say, around to start with the 10,000 volunteers, and we can easily reach out to those farmers with the preloaded videos, and the funding can be done from the CSR of the various companies who have an agenda to reach to the farmers to uh, say, for example, for microfinancing, or you can say the um, digital payments and all these things. I think this could be can be thought of this way.
Amazing, amazing. That's a wonderful thought, sir. But I have another subsequent question there.
Mhm.
Uh, See, we being a startup, we don't have a prototype. To
Mhm.
build a prototype, we will have to invest some things. Before we have this 1,000 supporters who would reach out to farmers, how do we build a prototype to reach out and kind of get CSR funding into our startup?
We have to do, say, what you are asking is we have to do a pilot, one, maybe one, two, three, four pilots of different way, and then we can finalize which kind of a model is suitable for that particular area. I think for that matter also, this can be funded by the CSR initiatives. Say, for example, the people in Eicher Tractor, I just gave them idea about 5 years back that they were looking forward for some models. They had now launched also, and they are doing well also. And the issues are related to the agriculture machinery on the like Ola model. So they had the tractors. So now for that matter, they wanted to reach to the farmers, so many farmers. So they wanted to, they can fund this, these kind of, I mean, that kind of a company can fund this pilot also. It's not a big issue.
Wow, very insightful, sir. Very insightful.
Hmm.
Sadanand, I think with Mr. Gupta coming into the field, I feel very powerful right now. What do you think?
He has a developmental background, so that helps a lot in looking at this.
Mr. Gupta,
Yeah,
how much
actually,
time can you contribute to Kishan Shiksha?
At the moment, I have not decided, but definitely I would like to spend some time and see that. I would like to see the success rather than the timings on that. So I have always been doing the successful models. For example, I'll give you another example. I developed the projects for the Namami Gange in the organic farming. So what happened is then I studied the whole concept of the Namami Gange and what are the technology, because IIT Delhi, which from where I passed out also, that was also involved into developing and so many things for that. So they developed one of the technology for cleaning of the water, apart from the other kachra wachra jo jata hai iske alawa. So they want cleaning of the water. So one of the fellow has been, company has been given, awarded the contract about 14 crore rupees for cleaning of the water of one particular area. So when I studied that, I found that why can't this model be, uh, pardon? May I know who is online?
Can we all pause? People who are not speaking, can we just pause, please?
Okay. Can I continue?
yeah.
So I saw that particular technology can also be taken to the smaller ponds. So for which we tried, and we found that the 20% the productivity has been increased because of the better providing oxygen to the this pond. So what I am trying to say is that there is a possibility of developing the from the innovative angle from one field to the another field, and how we can take the things of the e-learning model to the farmers, And I mean, this is a very big canvas, and the definitely I would like to see that success rates on how to reach to the basically small farmers. I'll share one story with you of a very landless farmer, because now sharecroppers are also in the definition of the farmer. I'll just share one thing with you. Somewhere in the Itawa area, I went for the visit, and I saw one landless farmer. I was just asking him. He has taken one piece of small 2 bigger land from the on the lease, and I told him, how do you manage that? I mean, I just wanted to see that how does he manage the whole affairs. Just it's a simple story to share. And he was saying he divides the whole field into the 4 parts. In 1 year, in one season, he does the green manuring in one part, so that that soil becomes fertile, more fertile. And in another season, the second part, because there is a constraint of the availability of the funds with him. And then third season, the third part, fourth season, the fourth part. This is how he manages the fertility of the soil. And then I asked him, how do you manage the seed? Seeds are also one of the costly component. He said he keeps on looking to the people who are sowing and growing, cultivating various crops into the village. And whosoever get the best crop, he buys the seed from him, rather grain from him, and use it as a seed, so that he feels that he get the best, spending less. And so these kind of things he has shared with me, that how does within a very constrained budget he used to manage his farmland. So there were various other portfolios also. One of the project which is under consideration, I have developed on the micro leasing. The micro leasing, even farmer has a 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, you can increase his income to the 10,000 rupees. So these are the things which I think which has to be taken, rather than advisory role, which these things have to be taken to the farmer, and give them the connectivity. Like you may all must be facing, or we must be knowing, this year the paddy purchase is going on from the government in the MSP, and the position is very bad. In the open market, the paddy is available in 1,000 rupees and 1,100, and the government is buying in 1,800, more than 1,800 plus. So there is a total chaos. So if a farmer is getting 1,100 in the open market, it's a very, and the cultivation cost comes to 1,300 rupees. So we have to take, what I think about the Krishi Shiksha is, we should more focus that how to increase farmers' income, giving them the successful models. And that's what I think, where I can contribute to this startup.
Gupta ji, what we decided as a team was that, we concentrate on some of the, commercial agriculture part, like the vegetables and, fruits on one side.
Right.
And we take millets and maybe cotton from this. The other one, the second part is basically from the CSR angle. CSR angle. Because most of this CSR funding comes for rural development and marginal farmers, small farmers, and other things. So that is where there's a possibility of getting funding. So we should focus on to the millets and maybe cotton, especially because Vaishali was talking about Vidarbha, which is every day it's on the news, one or the other suicides and that category. So if you do something there, we may get some CSR funding. So for getting this, see, for the commercial horticulture, you don't get funding from any other outside agency, but there the funding, the model should be that we should get some pie out of the input providers, because we provide such inputs which are essential for commercial agriculture, and the input marketers we should take some cut out of their sales. So that model is something we can think of, so that we get
Yeah.
something from income from this side, and then and socially, and then CSR funding the other one. And later on, maybe after a couple of years, once you start growing up, then we can decide what next. I mean, how much proportion.
Yeah, I do agree with you. We can take the high-tech agriculture also, precision farming also. And once I was reading this MOU, which can be discussed later on, the contract farming may be added into the MOA. This is one. I do agree with you. You can go for the high-tech agriculture. What I shared is my experiences with the small and marginal farmers.
As a
Hello.
revenue model, we need to really think it before we start it, because otherwise we become a philanthropic, and then funding becomes a problem. That's my view. Because we are
That
not.
is true. That is true. That is true. That can be find out the collectively. We have to work it out. Which are the best model, as we were discussing. How we have to do some pilots, and we have to find out which are the areas more suitable, and everybody agrees to that.
I
Hello.
have one question to the team. As in last meeting, the team told me to discuss with the farmer. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I discussed with couple of farmers, and I already shared my some what I done with the discussion to the Dominic. But the thing is that once I discuss now, so first of all, my question is that what will be the our end product of our Kisan Shiksha? It will be an app or something. What? So I don't have any idea about that, and how we will get the profit out of that. We need to help the farmers. That is the another thing. We will help the country. This is the another thing. End of the day, we are spending something. So how we will get the return out of that? Because once I discuss with them, I don't think so we are able to charge from the farmers, or they are ready to give some amount of that. So this is the just a basic question.
Exactly, Vaishali. See, what happens is, as you rightly said, farmers are not going to pay you, neither they're going to register for with us for 500, 600 rupees. They think that, aap kaun hote hain? I mean, what is your thing? There are hundreds of them. So what we really have to show them is, we have a solution which gives him, say, 100 rupee advance. So in which we are asking him 10 rupees to share. He can keep his 90 rupees or something. We can work out value thing models later on. I mean, that is something which we can look at that.
Or as Mr. Rajesh told us that we can see how the company will support us, or this is what we can do, and we will give free to the farmers. But I don't think so it will work for a long time. Am I right?
Yeah, companies are also looking for what they get out of it, right? They also look at there is nothing like a free meal. Nobody will give you money without they getting something out of that. So we have to keep all that in mind and then do that. But there is a space for all of us to work. I mean, there's nothing like we can't do that or anything. See, everybody wants to show something in their annual reports and other things, CSR activities. So there is a seriousness, but they may have their own motives. So we should see where we can fit in those, and then it's a win-win for both of us.
Yeah. As a business person, once I spoke to them and discussed with them, whether it will be a profitable or not, I don't think so. Whether we will invest, we will get it return, I don't know. So
What I think personally, Vaishali, Sadanand, and Mr. Gupta, is we should build something which would help the farmers do CSR activity, and have a model which is known as a freemium model.
Okay.
Premium is you give something for free, and then you have a premium model.
Okay.
So what you give for free is just basic, where we increase our outreach, and the premium model is where we give additional benefits, and they largely benefit out of it. Is my thought. I mean, I'm not.
Agree. Ali, what happens? What you call as free is for basically confidence building that we can deliver. And once we build up that confidence, then we say that, okay, you are getting some value out of our, involvement. And, we charge for this much, small, it's a small portion of that or something like that. And that time they will not mind, because we have seen that thing happening even in seed production and every other areas where they get them income, they are ready to give us something out of that. There's no problem with that type of thing.
Yeah, because no, this entire Kishan Shiksha is a part of this AgriPad Foundation where this Dharti and all that pieces come into place. So it is not an independent entity, but it is a group of startups that help each other in terms of suppose McDonald's today wants to grow a particular type of potatoes. So that order comes from McDonald's to somebody else, and we reach out to farmers, we educate them how it is done. Somebody else goes and does that piece. So it is a mixed baggage kind of a thing. Is my thought process. I mean, today's call we had with Shishir. I asked him a couple of questions. I mean, not couple, more than a couple of questions, and I've told him to share his vision on this. Startup is incubated by Startup Lanes. To be honest, we are just part of it, and we can add value, or we can change the definition of the offerings. But this guy has created this different startups into the agricultural domain to achieve something. So if he wants to achieve something, I have told him to kind of list down the steps that Kishan Shiksha has to reach, or what is the objective, and he's agreed to do that. I think Ketan and Aditya, you were there on the call, right?
Right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, Ali, there is one company, I think is Dharti, which is a contract farming startup.
Yes,
And
yes.
I think there is one which is involved in input sales and other things. See,
Yes, yes, yes.
what we have to deal with, we need to be supplementing their efforts in reaching the farmers for their businesses, so that, we get some share out of their business. That's, I think we can make that in both the cases. So say, for example, contract farming, they will be having some idea of what crops and what products they needed. So that is what we can do it from Shiksha side. Similarly, for the input side, those guys can be in between, and then what input they want to sell, we will find a way how to communicate that to the farmers for the advantage of farmers, so that, we can get whatever they do for us is from the input company rather than from the farmers side.
Okay. Okay.
One thing we can do is, like, we all can give a model. We can create, like, everyone creates a model for the Kisan Shiksha, and then we discuss all those models with the Shishir once he is in the call.
Yeah.
Like Shishir said na, that he will join us for one call, that when we then we would like to, in the meeting he
Yes,
told.
yes. I requested that to him. Correct.
Yeah. So we will do this thing, that we will create a model, like each one of us, and then we will discuss on that, and then we will discuss with the Shishir.
Yeah. One thing I just want to share with the team on this particular, model.
Right.
One of the, models which is picking up in seed industry is, I mean, we have the pricing issue, right? Seed prices, everybody talks that, the company charges high and everything. So what normally is one of the things what we do is, we look at what is the ROI for the farmer. If I use my seed, what he gets the return on investment. Out of that, I mean, that means his total income minus expenditure and everything. And then out of that, we are charging him something like 5% to 6%. That will be our seed price. So there are this type of thing, you know, when he gets his say 100%, I mean, from the ROI, we should see how much we should take out from his pocket. Because he is getting out of from us 100%. So out of that, we take some share out of that. Of course, if you look at the US companies do that is 1/3 of the share, they take out the share profit from the farmer. 1/3 of his ROI is taken as a company's, fees. I mean, they take out from the farmer's pocket. These are all value model of pricing of products.
I see, but would the Indian farmers pay that kind of a margin?
Yes.
I think
You
so.
look,
They
at the
should.
price, you look at the pricing of vegetable seeds and you look at the pricing of cotton, when the farmers are paying it.
I see.
The only thing is we are taking out from his ROI. We are not taking out from his total income. No? So there's the thing, you know, he's from his profit, we are taking it out.
I see. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
We
What's
show
your take on that, Mr. Gupta?
At present, I am not agreed with this model in the sense, as Vishali has raised the point, I will again share you one model which we tried, a need-based model, and which may be to some relevance and answer to that. See, farmers have the problems of making an access to the government schemes. That is also an area, a weaker area for the farmers, the how to get the government schemes in spite of their eligibility. So there is one organization which has developed one app, which was Government of India has also done it, but there is one organization which has developed an app, and it was preloaded with the all kind of schemes. So their person goes to the village and call a meeting, all the farmers with the help of the Gram Pradhan, and there he scrutinized that these are the schemes and how many people जो लोग approach करते हैं, then after their approach they used to screen out कि कितने how many people are eligible and which person is eligible for which schemes. So they used to help him for filling up the all formalities for making an access to the schemes, and also follow up with the government that how what is their status of getting an access to the that. So for that matter, they used to charge and farmer used to give happily for that. This is just an example that as per the need of the farmers, where he can be benefited and he shares that money. But as far as the taking a cut from the farming's realization, the product realization, produce realization, I think it's a difficult nut to crack.
Yeah, I agree. If we
I mean, basically what has happened is, say it is in our psyche to provide money for services. Any government service you go, if people think that unless you give money, no service will be done. So in that pretext, these things will work. I mean, I'm not saying that it is.
They don't know. Basically, actually, they were not aware how to approach the whole thing. I mean, to the program. Whether finally they get it or not, it is not an issue. But at least they were in the competition that they may be also shortlisted for their as per their eligibility. So that is what I just try to share, that how with the app and how as per their need, they really paid for it.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
But we completely don't rely on the mediator person that is belongs to the villager. As we discussed on last meeting, we need one person, those who can contact with the farmers on the ground level. We get into it properly. We need to go on the ground level, and we have to work on the grassroots level.
definitely those volunteers who will be using apps that has to be developed. Their capacity has to be built up. A team of grassroots worker itself that may be on the, they may take their own share from the what realization is done. May not be the paid people. So this model.
So Dominic, I think we have to make our own flow chart. So how we can go ahead?
I think the discussion today was very fruitful and
Yes.
has a lot of insights and lot of directions where we need to rethink and plan how do we strategize our market approach, and basis that we will start working on things. So I think our next call on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock, would be very essential. In the meantime, we can look at the MOA, look at the discussions points that has happened today, and see how we can think of what we can achieve through Kishan Shiksha, what are our offerings, and how we can uh, get these offerings to farmers, benefiting them. That is the objective. But at the same time, getting some bite of it ourselves.
Yeah.
You guys agree with that? Sadanand?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Mr. Gupta, you agree with that?
Fine, fine. Let everybody come forward and share their views.
I think on this forum, uh, Sadanand and Mr. Gupta are the two contributors that have kind of sunk into the entire farmer ecosystem or farmer benefit ecosystem, and how the government is supporting them, how the CSR is supporting them, and how they could benefit and what could benefit us as a startup. So I think the major contributors are Mr. Gupta and Sadanand, you, sir.
Yeah, actually, that's what we have to see. You know, as Dr. Gupta ji was telling, there are so many of those opportunities for farmers, but they are not being exposed to that. I mean, even if you do because of my experience, only precaution is that we should not unnecessarily raise expectations of the farmers because उनका दिमाग बहुत ठंडा है. एक बार एक्सपेक्टेशन मीट नहीं हो गया तो परेशानी आ जाता है. इसलिए थोड़ा
we will ensure that whatever we are doing on a free model, that is a generalistic view, and on the premium model we will kind of help them achieve something.
Basically, that is a hand-holding model. Premium
Hand holding model. Absolutely, absolutely. You're bang on there.
I will share one thing, and if you allow me.
Sure.
One thing we have to be cautious, and the bent of mind while developing any model is, I've done a research study that why the Indian agriculture sector is stuck in such a way. So the findings which I realize is that because of the so much of uncertainty, the older generation is not agreeing to the younger generation for
Adaptability, yes.
trying the new models. So
adaptability is the issue there, correct?
Yeah. So if with the Kisan Shiksha we can crack this gap, I mean we can fill up this gap that the young people are acceptable to the older generation for trying the new things. Because of the various uncertainty in the family, the older generation is not agreeing to the younger generation for trying the new things. So
that's a fantastic problem statement you have put on the table.
Yeah, this is my research study. So we have to see when developing a model that how we address this. Only then we can get the real things done as far as Kisan Shiksha is taking it to the, heights. This is one caution, and I just wanted to share.
Wow,
Hello.
nice insight, Mr. Gupta. Oh,
Hello.
absolutely amazing. Ketan, you want to say something?
Yeah, I'm Aditya. I
Aditya,
just
yeah,
want to say, yeah, I just want to add one thing that as Rajesh sir says that for for मतलब जो gap है, if we have to decrease that gap, then for which I have just one idea that at that time there are lots of agriculture universities in all the localities. So for that purpose, if we contract with some professors and where we will take a few sessions in all the agriculture universities. For example, right now there are lots of universities who is giving BSc in field of agriculture. So if monthly we will take 3 to 4 sessions with these students and we will give them the new innovative ideas that what the new innovative things through which we can increase the agriculture process. And if we make them more interest according to research through other countries, that what the major factor through which they develop day by day in field of agriculture, and these types of research if we give them the knowledge about them, so I think that's more beneficial for him and it's make a great interest in him, so that through their pursuing their knowledge they can also develop some best models. And for developing that model, we can also separate a research and development team which will helps us to develop new types of innovative models in field of agriculture so that they can grow beneficially. So I think this the main thing through which we can decrease the gap between older and new generation.
Aditya, to some extent, I agree with you, but the success which has been achieved in this is because with the model of exposure visits, you can take the people for the exposure visit to the successful fields, and that makes more impact. So that
Yes,
can
yes.
also be thought of that.
Yeah, yeah, yes. Sure, sure. Actually, this idea, I came to that idea because majorly when there are few sessions in our academic times, then if we get to interact with some new ideas, then our curiosity also trying to that know about it, what is this? And then we try to work on it. Similarly, if the students who is right now pursuing their graduation or masters in field of agriculture, if they know what's the new innovative thing through which they can devote their time, their effort to make the agriculture more better. And if just from a group of,
Aditya, what I would say is, apart from what you're saying is, apart from educating the farmers, we should educate our uh, youth also in how we can diversify.
yeah, yeah,
Aditya, I'll just add one thing for clarifying. See, if you look at the whole origin of the agri startup, there is a major blunder into that, which we focus and we trying to lobbying with the government also. That basically these policies of the startups, the definition of the startup, if you take it, they are basically people who are making an access to these startup is basically the techies. The techies are basically are picking up and doing basically those things. They even to some extent they hardly have an access to the real farm economy. And we just wanted that this can be solved. But the problem which I raise is that the government can solve it while allowing the rural youth to take up a startup and give them a chance to fail. Only then this thing will be broken, which I raised. So government has yet to come forward for startups to give the opportunity to the rural youth, even with the like say for example grafting. Grafting is one of the skill which can be converted into a startup for a rural youth. So I'm just trying to raise the issue that how to crack this, how to break this inertia. That has to be all these you all are with that from the different field. I just made a caution that while making and please do realize that we have to somehow get a success rate from that angle also.
Yeah, I have another angle to this piece, and I'm personally kind of trying to venture into that. See, there are a lot of people like us who are venturing into buying agricultural plots right now. Okay, since we have access of money, we are buying those plots. There is a scheme of affairs which talks about hiring farmers who don't own properties, but they are farmers by profession. They work for all these zamindars and all these people. Okay, so there is something like that happening in Pune, where people are hiring these people from different parts of the country, getting them to their property, let it be a 10 acre or 5 acre or whatever acre that is, giving them a fixed income and asking them to cultivate the land and giving them 20%, 30% of the income, ensuring that the family comes in as a complete family. The kid is kind of taken care of in an institute where the kid is studying and all those pieces. This is something that is a new piece that is kind of building up. Any thoughts on that, Mr. Gupta?
Uh, I think this is going on, but I realize this model basically we are disempowering the farmers.
I see. Okay.
So, I mean, this that may be my personal view.
No, that matters.
See, one thing, as far as the employment in the rural areas, is considered, employment, I don't say employment, but, basically income generating mechanism there in the villages. See, there is a NREGA, and even many of the government scheme actually discourages people to do high manual work.
Pardon? I beg your pardon?
The government schemes of present schemes, like what happens with the NREGA and what happens with the food security system, all these, PDS and everything, it is discouraging the landless laborers or whatever farm laborers, village laborers are there for coming out and work. I am talking it from my personal experience of holding a 10-acre land here, and last 2 years, I'm not able to get even one pair of family to settle in my farm. No, nobody, you don't get it. If you go to the villages, the people who work in the farms are about 45, 50-year-old people only. Youngsters are away from that, and youngsters doesn't want to work either, because they are more of, they have become, facilitators rather than the cultivators. Facilitators, I mean that, okay, आपको ये स्कीम से ये पैसा दिलवा दूंगा, वो करवाऊंगा, ये करवाऊंगा करके काम करते हैं, but they themselves doesn't do cultivations. There is a bit of problems in the rural areas. Labor, anything you talk about labor is one of the biggest problem in the villages.
See, Sadanand, I agree with you that this is actually a big agenda, particularly this migration of the youth population from the villages. This is a very critical and chronic area, and that is what I was trying to push to the government, that they should allow the rural youths to come rather than any other, the outsiders comes for the startup, the rural youth, so that you offer some scholarships also, you give them the chance for the startup also, so that they can come back. The intelligence has to be brought into the system by themselves itself. This is what I have a view on that.
Oh, that's a very good insight, that we can use the youth of rural India to be a part of Kisan Shiksha, and we can kind of give them some leverage out of this business, because we are all here for business. But
True,
at the
true.
same time, we have this mindset where we want to uh, encourage the farmers, give power to the farmers, and ensure that they earn more than what they're earning right now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
One thing I want to add here is like Mr. RK sir was saying that we need to bridge the gap between the old and the younger age. So we can also like create a community for the farmer itself. So suppose we help the farmer and he achieved the desired result through our activity, and then we are like showcasing that particular farmer with us, engaging that particular farmer with our community, so that he popularizes our idea among his near and dear ones
Yeah,
within
the
the.
storytelling will be a part of our entire ecosystem.
I was talking about peer-to-peer interaction of the farmer itself.
Okay, peer to peer. Yeah, yeah, that also can be built in. Absolutely.
So like so a farmer will most it is a higher chance that a farmer will listen to other farmer if he has got any benefit from our services or our product.
Yeah, that is.
I I think one of the approaches we have done is not just farming, a farmer centric, right? So what we need to do is maybe in this the non-farm activities, how do we bring respect to the farmer in the village? Because say you are talking about youth to get into village, I mean, farming, and that professional respect he is not getting. खेती करने वाला तो बिल्कुल बुद्धू है और कुछ जानता नहीं है, वो किसी काम के लिए नहीं है इसलिए खेती करता है. This is, we have to erase it, then only we can expect rural youth to get back to the village.
That is a very social
Social phenomena.
or
It's a
social phenomena that can work amazing. Like if you've seen, there were some social media campaigns that happened where if a soldier from US walks into any airport or any rail station, people used to stand and salute that.
Yes.
That kind of thing happened in the Indian ecosystem as well. Probably we should think about something where we give that kind of a respect to the farmers. Yeah, that's a nice social phenomena.
That has to come in because why youths are not going, not because they don't want to go, because they are ready to come and work in the cities with 5,000 rupees per month. But they're if you go back to the village, they can earn 10 times or even more than that. But
Correct. No, we should build stories like that. Where
social
I know a lot of people who have left working with companies in the US and have started doing farming for a lot of reasons. One of them is to earn money. One of them is having a nice Indian culture. One of them is having a nice mental peace, and so on. There's a lot of reasons. So we should kind of build a lot of stories around this and kind of make Kishan Shiksha a platform where we encourage a lot of farmers, we encourage a lot of farming youth, we can encourage a lot of people who are in different sectors to come venture into farming and so on. A lot of pieces there.
we need, I think
I
Rajesh has background in sociology. I think we should look at how we get respect for the farmer, young farmer in the village.
Sadanand, I will share as you raise this point. This is absolutely true. I'll give you a success in this particular area in one of my project. Somewhere in the Jaunpur district of Uttar Pradesh, we were promoting the vegetable cultivation as further diversified crops. So the youth of that village took the responsibility of taking this vegetables to the market. So they divided their work, that they had the bikes, whatever the instrument. They were liking the marketing of the produce. I mean, they were very satisfied with their job. So we have to find out key in the whole spectrum of the farming practices, where the, like, we make a lot of studies the women's role in agriculture. We have to literally see also that which are the roles which are much more suitable to the youth in the whole farming practices, where they feel, satisfaction and they can do it. So this is one area where I found they used to take morning the vegetables to the market and come with some money, and they used to feel very happy about that.
Yeah, because the daftar culture has to come in into the village, because everybody thinks that daftar जाने से ही उनको वो respect मिलता है. खेती जाने से
Whatever you say, we have to really find out where they are comfortable. And once they start getting results and start getting money, definitely they will chip into that. ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं आते हैं. The people are successful models are there. But definitely this is an issue. Definitely this is an issue.
it's a social issue, Dr. Sahab. So थोड़ा
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. It's an issue.
That's an interesting point, Sadanand, that's a social issue and how we should address that. I'm personally going to look at that and
I think you will start getting a lot of examples, because
so the problem is if we start doing some social campaign on that.
pessimistic, but if you see some of the villages, you go and talk to those young people, they don't get the bride, they don't get the matches. That is the problem which is facing by the village youths.
Yeah, I agree. The problem is that the farmers are not there on the social media, so getting some kind of response from them or
Some respect for the profession has to come in. That is what is needed. The success stories has to be brought out more and more, so that young people get enthused and then get into this type of things.
agree. I think we spent a lot of time on this call today. This has been the longest call that we've had ever for Kisan Shiksha. And it's thanks to Mr. Gupta and Sadanand for sharing all the inputs. I think we can wrap up this call right now and meet up again on Thursday morning, 9 o'clock.
Before exiting, Dominic, we need to decide then who will be going to create the link and the MOM who is going to do, so that it will be easy for that everyone.
Vaishali, can you take up the MOM piece yourself?
अच्छा मैंने ही पूछा और मुझे ही आ गया.
मैं पूछ रहा हूँ बस.
No, it's okay. We'll make it.
No, I think what we should do is
Mm-hmm.
we should all take turns to do that rather than just pushing that on just one person.
And some of you have experience of starting startups, and you also have MOAs. So what are the things to be included, and what we should not include? That's a few things. If you can make out, then it will be easier. Because I have seen the MOA of Tata Consultancy Service. You just go through that. Anything under the sun is covered in that. So that type of things are also there.
Since we are a part of all this now, Sadanand,
Yeah.
looking at the MOA, just glancing it once and listing down our apprehensions or our questions is very important.
Yeah, because even those company people, registration people also will start questioning if you have a contradictory objectives in that. So that also to be seen. Okay, then can we discuss further? I have something else to has come up. So sorry, I had to leave now. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure. What we will do is I will download the MOA and email it to each one of us.
Mm-hmm.
On the same email chain, we can share our views and feedback.
Mm-hmm.
So that everything is consolidated in just one trail mail.
Okay.
Yeah, that is good.
Dominic, I was thinking of creating a separate email for the Kisan Shiksha, like info.kisanshiksha, and we will do everything related to that in that email only. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
So I will create an email and I will upload the necessary documents. I have the MOA with me, so I will also upload that.
Perfect, perfect, Ketan. Thanks much.
And also on that particular, I will mention a document in which people can throw in their views, like model or anything, any extra point they want to add in it, so
Okay.
that we have a written confirmation of it. written
Sure,
piece
sure,
of it.
sure. Makes sense.
And Ketan, if you don't mind, then by date wise, you can create the minutes of it. As today's we have discussed a couple of things, okay, not more than that, so that we can add in that.
So we want that in the email chain or in the WhatsApp group.
I think in email. What do you say, Dominic?
No, I think we should put it in a Google Sheet rather than on an email or a WhatsApp.
Okay.
So particularly a sheet which will be available in the
It will be an
drive.
Excel sheet so that we can see that how progress we are doing day by day. Okay, then someday we discuss, maybe in couple of weeks we are discussing the same thing so that we can come to know in the Excel sheet how we are progressing.
Sure, sure, Vaishali. Thanks for that. Ketan, you can do that, right?
Right. So I will do something and we'll put up in the group and you guys can add on your views on that.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Thanks all. Thanks, Sadanand. Thanks, Rajesh. Thanks,
Welcome to
Aditya,
our,
Ketan, Vaishali. Appreciate.
yeah.
Very
Thanks a lot.
good call is what I would say.
Okay. Bye bye. Good night, everyone. Yeah, bye-bye.
Good night, all.
Good night. Good night.